as well. So now let's talk about actually setting up the xair for use with a wireless router. To get started, we're actually going to connect to the xair's internal access point, which is what you see on my screen right now. I'm already connected to the mixer. You can see my Wi-Fi settings here. I'm on the xair18 network. And there's just a couple of settings here. Actually, just one thing we need to change. We're going to go to the LAN page of the setup menu. And you'll see in LAN mode, we're going to want to change that from static to DHCP if it hasn't been done already. And basically what that means is that your xair mixer will get its IP address or network address from the router automatically, which is basically how most routers are configured by default, as this is kind of how it works with your computer as well. So we're going to make this change so that when we plug everything in, the xair and the router can talk to each other. So I'm going to click DHCP and hit apply. And now that that's set up properly, I can go ahead and make my connections. Now to connect to the external router, you're going to want to make sure you use the regular ports on the router, not the port that's labeled internet or WLAN. It's usually even a different color. You don't want to use that port because, of course, we're not using the internet here. So you want to plug your computer into one side of that so you can get a nice hardwired connection, and your xair series mixer into another port. Once you have that connection made, we're going to go ahead and plug into the xair here and flip it into Ethernet mode. And of course, as soon as I do that, I'll lose my Wi-Fi connection to the xair. So I'll plug in my Ethernet cable here. And now back on the connect screen, it's already found my xair18 on the external router. So I'm going to go ahead and connect and synchronize here. And I'm already set to go. So this is great. I actually have a hardwired connection from my computer to an external router to the xair mixer. So this is a solid wired connection, and now the benefit to having the external router in between, of course, is I can still connect all of my wireless devices to the wireless network as well for total redundant control. And remember, as long as your computer has Wi-Fi as well, you can always go ahead and disconnect that Ethernet cable and just log on to the wireless network just like you do with your wireless devices. But it's always nice to have your computer plugged in for a redundant option. So again, this is how you use an external router with the xair series of digital mixers. I'm John with Behringer. Thanks for watching Music Group TV.